Yeah, what's up? Let's try this again. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this fine Friday edition of Good Morning Be Hannas. You're on the BS with Be Hannas YouTube channel. That's me. I'm Nikki B. Hannas. It's my little morning talk show experiment. The premise of this is that I like to get up in the morning, take a nice long walk, read some good stuff. Usually I'll come out here and talk to the people. So welcome. If you're here, you're my people. And then go lift some weights and get to work. This is an extenuating circumstance of a weekend for me. I got some side work, but before I get into it, let's test the audio. Nice, I got some audio. Hell yeah. Yeah, so I'll get up and take a walk and read some good stuff. Get on here and run this experiment, this YouTube talk show podcast, little morning reflection type of thing. Now, I usually go lift some weights and then go to work. My main work is running a burger joint. This particular weekend, I got some side work, which means driving a truck around and delivering some bread, which means I got to be up pretty early, get there pretty early, make my rounds, and go about my business. I like doing the side work a lot more in terms of I really enjoy getting up early when it's like there's a reason to, fucking. Anyway, I'm still plugging my shit. So yeah, welcome to it. This is the BS with Bihana's YouTube channel. It's going to be on Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, Amazon Audible after the fact. And you can find my music. Primarily, I like to make music. I'm a guitar player. You can find my music at nickybhannas.com, nickybhannas.bandcamp.com, Nicky Bhannas on all streaming services. So now that I've introed the show, I do believe waking up super early is a superpower. Total fucking game changer. I was up at 4 out of the house shortly thereafterwards, about 2.5 miles on my walk. And it's a really cool thing, man. And it's funny to me because the first half of where my little route, the first half is still super dark. And at this point in the summer here in Pennsylvania, the sun rises right about 5:30, 5:35. Halfway through is when it starts. It starts getting lighter. There's no sun in sight yet, but it's lighter. And this is when the birds all come out. It's just they fucking all just wake up at once, and I guess it's the rhythm of nature's rhythm, nature's alarm clock, and then all the birds just start singing. And this morning in particular, it was funny to me because I'm thinking, damn, I remember back when I used to be up drinking and doing drugs and doing nothing good, and I'd be up till the sun comes up and you fucking start hearing the birds, and it was like, put it this way, today it's a beautiful thing just watching God's creation be a beautiful fucking machine. Here's the time, the sun barely, like the light barely breaks the atmosphere, and here comes the animals out. Once upon a time I'd be like in a basement somewhere or in some fucking shitty 3rd-story apartment building. And then it's like, there's sun creeping through the shades, there's the birds. And it was like demonic. That's when the demonic spiritual infiltration of drug use and fucking just real degeneracy would always creep in. And for me, it was always, if I was up in one of those certain situations, I'm saying it with a smile now because it's just so absurd. But like, as soon as I would hear that shit and see that shit, 4:30 in the morning, 5 in the morning, whatever, it's like, that's when the fucking crushing just disgust with oneself would set in. Just like an evil, like the evil would just reveal itself, during the nighttime, I guess, reveling in the nocturnal hours of partying and fucking whatever. I never really thought too much of it. That was probably obviously the drugs and psychological infiltration of fucking chemical abuse. But once it was revealed, the sunlight is the best disinfectant, some could say. And it was just like, whoa, so this is what I've been doing all day. I'm fucking past the point of no return now. Like, am I going to go to sleep? Am I going to go try and sleep at 6 in the morning? For what? Like, yeah, it's crazy, terrible shit. So here's some hard-won life advice to anybody that may or may not be listening. I'm fucking totally sober now. My 2 years sober will be on July 4th. I think, let's check my AA app real quick. I wonder how many days I have. I was talking about the 1,000-day rule of success the other day, as heard and listened to by me from the mouths of way smarter and further along people than me. Let me see. Yeah, so I got 724 days since I quit drinking. Quit all that other bullshit too. So here's my advice. Fucking don't do that shit. Get off the drugs, get off the weed, get off the booze. Some people can handle it, but most people are lying to themselves about it, I think. It's always functioned to me just to hold me back. And I would have a fucking thousand reasons why it was actually good, why it was actually fun, why it didn't matter, why it wasn't significant, why someone else who's telling me to maybe pump my brakes a little bit was just tripping. I got it. It's all good. Yeah, one of them things, dude. And it was just funny to me because I get up, like I don't do this side work very often, only on occasion. And mornings are something I fucking kind of struggle with anyway. I get up and get all my shit done pretty much always, pretty much regardless of how the fuck I feel about it. You know, I'm very dutiful at my job. I fucking work all the time. I'm responsible, so on and so forth. But like when I have something extra to do, to me, I guess it's because I gave my man, you know, the dude who I'm working for. It's like, yeah, I told you I'd be there at 6. I'll be there, brother. I'll handle it. And for me, it's like, am I going to get up and it's the same dilemma as even working the regular job. Am I going to get up at the last minute, procrastinate, stay in bed as long as I can, huddle under the sheets and fucking just seek comfort? Or am I going to get up and go do something? Typically in my days, like, this is the new experiment. The past couple of years, I've been taking recreational walks as often as I can. I find it's good for the soul. It's good for the mind. It's good for the body. It's low impact, low stress, basic cardio. You're not going to really see me running on a treadmill in the gym or walking on the miserable fucking Stairmaster. And that has its place. And I've done that for here and there in my life, in my fitness journey. But I'm not with that shit no more. Get up and take a walk. It's great. Like it fucking feels good. Even if I'm super, super rusty and groggy and slow to rise, I don't have that ability to just get up and be with it. I guess that's a cultivated ability, but I don't have it. I don't have it yet. So if I get up and take a fucking 2.5 mile walk, even just a casual, you know, low stress, just enjoy recreational fucking stroll through the suburbs, I find it to be a beautiful thing. Then I come back to my crib and I read some good stuff. I got a bunch of daily reader books, little lessons and small digestible bites to read every morning. I usually have one main book that I'm working through and then a whole bunch of stuff I just read excerpts from every day. Ordinarily, I'll go to the gym and then I'll go to work. That could be for a 5.5 hour shift. That could be for a fucking 12-hour shift, but 6 days a week, that's what I'm doing. And I find that a lot better than if someone offers me a bump on a Tuesday night. Now I'm fucking just out doing God knows what with God knows who with no real return on it. It's all stupid. Seeking thrills and cheap entertainment and just something to do. And maybe that's symptomatic of my own shortcomings as a man. Maybe that's symptomatic of societal shortcomings and how I was raised and reared shortcomings, or, we could speculate on that shit all day long. Motherfuckers have always drank. People have always sought escape. So the question that is therefore introduced is, why would you, how does that impulse to escape from reality occur? What is it that we're actually doing? What is the actual escape? And what utility does it serve? And these are hard. I found they're very difficult things to unpack. If I struggle with sleep now and if I'm begrudgingly getting up out of bed, it must mean I'm not fulfilled. It must mean I'm not pumped up to fucking get up and attack my day. If I'm attacking my day begrudgingly, that's not the fucking Spartan offense that we need in life, in success, as I understand it. Getting up and doing the thing is admirable and fucking important. Getting up and charging full steam ahead that's like that high echelon of respect. But that's just what I think. And the challenge on me, the challenge on all of us, I believe, is to fucking change our mental frameworks. So that's just how we operate. And once that's normalized, you become a fucking beast. That's what I think anyway. You become a fucking beast. Sweet. And still got audio. Cool. Well, anyway, yeah, that's just what I'm thinking about this particular morning. That's just what I'm thinking about this particular morning. I only got a couple minutes left, so I found a couple good little things from my readings today. So what I got, Positive Thinking Every Day by Norman Vincent Peale. What's he got today for us on June 27th, 2025? June 27th. When you get up in the morning, you have two choices: either to be happy or to be unhappy. Just choose to be happy. And there's a lot of wisdom in that, but it's also something that I'm like, man, fuck you. Like, I have that in me. Just choose to be happy. Just choose. Just make the decision. You get to decide. Easier said than done when we're being pushed and pulled and swayed by all types of different forces, all types of different things. But at the end of the day, I guess that's the argument of how binary is our thinking in life, how black and white is our thinking. I typically tend to believe that life is in the gray area. It's not always so black and white. But then you have to have the argument for and against in the gray area. And a lot of gray area arguments, in my experience, is just justification and rationalization and making excuses for bullshit behavior or bullshit positions that don't stand up under scrutiny or argument. Just be happy. Well, dude, if if someone's got a laundry list of reasons to not be happy, at the end of the day, they should just make the decision to be happy. I do believe people have the capacity to just fucking decide. But, how do you convince them that they have that ability? If someone doesn't have the ability, if someone doesn't know they have the ability, how are you going to tell them that they do? They're going to fight you on it. It's good. It reveals a lot in that sense. Just be happy. What? Like I'm it's in my life. That's something I've always struggled with. Not even really struggled with, but like I would hear people say that, and it's like, dude, go shove that up your ass, bro. Like you don't know what it's like. You don't understand. You just don't get it. And when you're in the fucking swaying, the emotional battery of things that cause you to be unhappy, a lot easier said than done. But at the end of the day, ain't no one gonna do it for you. And at some point, if you really put in mental work and mental rigor, I guess, into examining one's own happiness or unhappiness, satisfaction or dissatisfaction, when you do your diligence in this mental maelstrom of sorts, eventually it is binary. Eventually it is black or white. Choose or don't. It's up to you. The Yoda bullshit. Do or do not. There is no try. It's true. But good luck to someone who thinks they're trying without actually trying. It's fascinating. So that's what my man Norman Vincent Peale got for me today. Choose to be happy when you wake up in the morning. And it's a difficult decision every day. At least for me. At least for me. I doubt that I'm alone in that. I doubt that I'm alone in that. When things are good, I'm happy. When things are not, I'm not always so fucking happy. I got a different kind of, not even a different kind of demeanor, but I get grumble. I got to start to grumble and fucking bark. People at the burger joint call me a dog sometimes because I'm always barking at motherfuckers, growling and shit. But, I don't know. Maybe I just need to scratch behind my ears. Neither here nor there. So right now I'm going to go to Mr. John C. Maxwell, the Maxwell Daily Reader. Everything today lines up. All these teachings always line up. It's all mental states of mind. It's all mindset, ultimately. What's my man John Maxwell say today? He says, failure is an inside job. So is success. If you want to achieve, you have to win the war in your thinking first. You can't let the failure from the outside world get inside you. You certainly can't control the length of your life, but you can control its width and depth. You can't control the contour of your face, but you can control its expression. You can't control the weather, but you can control the atmosphere of your mind. That's right. That's right. Then he ends this section today with that ability. He's talking about Norwegians and how they're Norwegian weather. It's up in the Arctic Circle and shit. Brutal area. So he's talking about Norwegians and how the harsh climate affects how they live and their culture, so on and so forth. He says that ability has become part of their culture. They are a nation of outdoor enthusiasts living on the edge of the Arctic Circle. The Norwegians have a saying that I think captures their attitude. There is no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. Fucking A. So his call to action of his daily prompt says, how can you change clothing to overcome any bad weather your organization is experiencing? Bad weather in the mind requires some appropriate clothing in the mind, I suppose. Just choose to be happy. Man, I can't afford clothes. Like some motherfuckers just never gonna get it. And then once you get it, I'm finding it's a fucking I don't like when people say it's a journey. It's just all a journey. True though. It's very true though. So that's the rub of it. Keep fucking packing, keep fucking after it, man. That's where I'm at. Anyway, one last thing before I roll out of here. Reading from my books in this morning, because nothing's more rock and roll than reading books to the people, right? Anyway, and then the Daily Stoic is something I read every morning. And adversity reveals, with a quote from Seneca, how does it help to make misfortune heavier by complaining about it? This is more fit for a king, to seize your adversities head on. The more precarious his situation, the more imminent his fall from power, the more firmly he should be resolved to stand and fight. It isn't manly to retreat from fortune. Thank you, Seneca. Ryan Holiday tops that off at the end. He says, how you handle even minor adversity might seem like nothing, but in fact, it reveals everything. True. There's a quote that goes around that says, how you do anything is how you do everything. So that's what I'm thinking about this morning. Time to go get this bread, metaphorically and literally. Fucking A. Good morning. Happy Friday morning. Thanks for hanging out with me. This has been a fine Friday edition of BS with B. Hannas. You can find this on the BS with B. Hannas YouTube channel. I usually go live in the mornings at whatever time that my technology works. It didn't even work yesterday, so fucking whatever. Yeah, man. Good morning, B. Hannas. BS with B. Hannas on YouTube, BS with B. Hannas on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, Amazon Audible. You can find my music, heavy blues metal, some fucking hard rock and roll. NikkiBHannas.com, NikkiBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. Fucking A. Happy Friday. One love. Let me get this outro music going on one time. Little hype train action. I think it was hype train today. Hype train, Nikki B. Hannas. One love. Peace.